Well, I'm going to try to finish this one now. I lived on the Appalachian Trail. I want to finish it about this Quality Inn Airport. I'll go ahead and say it because I'm just about dead. Uh, Last night was the worst night I think I've ever had. My arms and went numb all night long. The fumes in here. I'm allergic to chemicals, by the way, and that's what's been used against me. And I've been made to run like I put on the prior tape if anybody cares to listen to it. But so I can't even hear hardly this morning, and the feeling in my hands. Um, so there's got to be damage, and over the years this has gone on. And like the state trooper's wife said, Carl, Linda was her name, Barton. That's how we run you, make you move. Well, what if I don't move? What if I stay like I have here? It just soaks into me. I'm allergic to it. My immune system attacks itself. I get my the inflammation has been so long. It attacks your liver, your kidneys, your arthritic and tears your joints to pieces. I can't walk. Your heart, every part of your body. So they've had a field day right in plain sight with me. But I'm going to go back to Giuliano and Como off of CNN this morning. They were actually sitting there saying, should the United States go ahead and go in and take out Assad like they had former rulers, and they named off Saddam Hussein, and you can go back yourself, and Libyan leader Omar Gaddafi. And by the way, they used the British uh, because they took over Great Britain when they kidnapped me and took down my dad in 41 and replaced us with these thugs. And that's exactly who they are. This is my Uncle George. This is the baby they named after him. There he is with Roosevelt, and this is 1939, Hyde Park. And they're planning my kidnapping is exactly what they're doing. This is in U.S.A. News and World Report, April the 28th of 97. Um, my own uncle helped the Kennedys and the Roosevelts, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, the New World Order that's in place now, take down my father. Everything about it was a lie. My father, the real King Edward VIII, was married to my mom, um, O'Keefe, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe. Georgia O'Keefe is my aunt, and this is a double that married an imposter that married Wallace Simpson. The whole thing was a lie. 99-year seal put on it. They kidnapped me, and they sure they got my name there. 99-year seal on it. They really meant to hide all their corrupt. There's no word for them. They're the biggest crooks going, and look at it. And along with that is the Kennedys that helped do it. By the way, these were, I'm not allowed to say anything, not even my name, or have fresh breath. I can't go to the cops. The cops and, well, they're the ones helping do it. The agency doing it. I've been writing about mind control, and then I found out about being kidnapped and brought to this country. And, man, they really did me in. And I'm up here at near Virginia Tech, where the same thing went on, the mass shootings. And by the way, they just had a recent one here about a week and a half ago involving Virginia Tech student that's dead. It reminds me of the Kucher and over in Italy. I'm sorry. I mean, they really got me. I'll have to get outside and see if I can get better. I'll have to move. That's what you have to do. Of course, that takes money, and they keep me limited to where I have nothing hardly. But I'm losing it here. Let's go back to, or losing the people, if anybody's listening, to Como this morning, CNN, and Giuliano, former mayor and former FBI. ran for president. They're talking about going in, should they go in and take out Assad, like they did Libyan Omar Gaddafi, that took out his son too. And that's what I started to say. Uh, when they installed my Uncle George, he's illegal. He took out his own brother. He kidnapped me, Victoria the Second, the real heir. Some brother, wouldn't you all love to have him? And they made a movie, The King's Speech, where they made him out to be a good guy instead of the cold-blooded murderer he is. But he signed illegal treaty with the United States, allowing them military bases on all over everything British. Well, they used it as a launching pad. They took over Denmark, Norway, Sweden, um, the Netherlands, which I think my relative there that was queen, who has abdicated, she's part of the New World Order with Elizabeth. So they sold out. I don't think my other relatives in Sweden, Denmark, and Norway did, but they are held hostage because of the positioning the United States, when they took over everything British and put their military bases there, illegal or not, they did. And then they claim that we're allies. Well, hell no, we're not. Can I say that? Hell no, after all they've done to me. But anyway, that's how they got where they're at. They've taken over the world using the British to begin with. Wasn't enough to take it from us to begin with. Then they put their military bases on everything and used the Brits to fight with them. And they kidnapped me and brought me over here and have tortured me and my two sons. I'm 75 years old. I don't know if my sons are alive or dead. And you know what? It's been such a heck of a, I won't throw in any words there because somebody might think she's really top sport here. Take away the money, let her run up and down the Appalachian Trail and starve and beg and not have a toilet and have her brain sizzled and have to work for a living. Wouldn't that be something? And not have my money and the British money to do it with. So I bet this goes somewhere. Somebody will come out and handcuff me. But in other words, this whole point that I started to get on after the night and being gassed, they talk about Assad using gas. They don't want to tell you the truth of what they've done to me and that taking out my father. It's not just taking out Assad and Saddam Hussein and or talking about taking out Assad or Omar Gaddafi or keep going on back. They don't tell about taking out my dad, the leader of our country, that really changed the world. Have you ever thought what might have happened? There wouldn't have been a new world order if my dad hadn't been taken out. And it was done with just sheer lies, nothing but an imposter. I mean, God married Wallace Simpson. And let's go back further than that. I'm not sure how my grandfather, George V, died. He was probably murdered too. But there's Tsar Nicholas and his family. And yes, that was Anastasia in Charlottesville, which is near me. By the way, I was driving a hustler car through Charlottesville in '84, May the 4th, I believe, when she was murdered by Blue Ridge Mental Health. So they have used the mental health system to discredit and murder. But she really was Anastasia. Well, they took out Tsar Nicholas's whole family. And then you can go on back further. I'm sure it's been used to Ferdinand, King Ferdinand. And by the way, this is one of the murders when they tried to say that Victor, he would have been king instead of my grandfather, George V, had he lived. But he died, and they tried to say that he was the Yorkshire Ripper. I wonder about mind control, how far back that it was used to take out political leaders. You can make people murder somebody else, murder themselves, and it looks like suicide. You can make them appear to die of natural causes, cancer, you name it.